Okay, coaster fans, get excited because today we have another awesome coaster review underway for you guys. So today we have 9 categories like usual for any coaster review, and today we are reviewing Bizzaro, not the Six Flags Great Adventure one, of course, but other than the Six Flags New England one, of course. This coaster is monstrous, a jam-packed, awesome, intimate hyper, and I am so excited to review it, and you guys should be excited to hear about my review. Now, we have 9 categories. One was duration. Next, we have the height, then the drop, the speed, the smoothness, the intensity, the airtime, the theming, and our overall score of the coaster. So let's jump right into it with the duration of the ride. This coaster, definitely one of the most strongest points of this coaster. The ride is 3 minutes 30 seconds long. Nice and extremely awesome, freaking sweet ride duration. We are giving it a 9. Now, like, the reason why we are giving it a 9 is because since it's like a 10, that would be like the Beast or like Steel Dragon 2000. Since there's very few coasters that I know that would get a 10 in a review. Well, according to me. But anything that's like in the 3 minutes to like 3 minutes 40 seconds category, then that would easily get a 9 or something like that. Easily. So, of course, since Bizzaro is 3 minutes 30 seconds long, and for what the ride has, I know why it was now voted number 2 steel coaster out there. It is jam-packed. So much. You have a spaghetti bowl, some awesome hills, some great tunnels. Like, you're just like 77 miles per hour throughout the whole entire ride. It has no mid-course brake runs because Intamin's not known for mid-course brake runs. That's more of a B&M thing. But yeah, so we're giving it a 9 because, like I said, 3 minutes 30 seconds is excellent. Next, we have the height of Bizzaro, and Bizzaro is 209 feet tall. Nice, good height. We're giving it an 8. And the reason for that is because it is a bit above average. Not too much. Like, the actual height is just a little bit above 200 feet. Only 9 feet above 200 feet. So that's pretty good because 200 feet is a nice height for a coaster. Extremely nice. But this coaster is definitely, since what's unique about this coaster, and like what a lot of coasters' uniqueness are, like Goliath and Apollo's Chariot and all of that, and of course Bizzaro, they have a bigger drop than the lift hill. Some of them have way bigger drops, some of them have tiny different drops of bigness. So, Bizzaro, since it's 209 feet, we're giving it an 8. And right after that, we have the drop, which is, of course, right after the lift hill. So anyway, so the drop is average, above average. It's a very good drop. Since you swoop underground at 77 miles per hour, you are like on like a great drop. The drop is a little bit above average. Since you go underground, like way underground by 12 feet, that's great for a roller coaster difference. And it has that 69-degree drop, almost vertical but not quite. It's steeper than a different hyper coaster I've ridden, not too much apart, only by 1 degree, Nitro. So this coaster definitely has a very good drop. So we're giving it another 8. Next, we have the speed, and the speed of Bizzaro is 77 miles per hour, very fast. And the good thing that I love about intimate coasters is that, you know how like B&M coasters, like Nitro, I'm going to give an example. Any B&M coaster pretty much doesn't feel as fast as it actually is. Intimate coasters feel as fast or more fast than it actually goes. But that's what I love a lot about intimate coasters. And Bizzaro doesn't quite feel too much faster like El Toro, like I explained in my other coaster review from today, but it is still feel a little bit faster, like maybe like 80 miles per hour. Definitely a fast intimate coaster, especially it whips you over those Airtime hills, it whips you through that spaghetti bowl, the helix. It's awesome. So we're giving it a 7.5 because it's not quite 80 miles per hour, but it's above 70 miles per hour and also above 75 miles per hour. Next, we have the intensity, and the intensity of Bizzaro is awesome. This is definitely also a pretty strong point to this coaster. We are giving it a 9. It isn't 10. It doesn't really deserve a 10 in intensity, but it's an intense machine. This coaster is definitely meant to also be intense, not just like an Airtime machine or like just anything like that, something like that. But it's a pretty good intense machine. It is, you just get whipped through the helixes, whipped over those hills. It is awesome. So of course we are giving it a 9. But again, not really worth it to get a 10 because it isn't like extremely intense like some other coasters I've ridden are. Next we have the smoothness of Bizzaro. And Bizzaro, definitely a very smooth ride, especially when they did all all fixtures to it in 2009 when they rethemed it and all that. It's an extremely smooth ride. I love it. Very good ride. Especially in the smoothest level. It's just a fantastic ride. I mean, come on. This coaster is loved for its smoothness. Any coaster in the top 5 steel coasters has to be smooth. I don't think they would put a rough roller coaster in. Sorry about that. A rough roller coaster in pretty much like the top 5. That's just kind of ridiculous, don't you guys think? But still, I definitely think that it's an extremely smooth ride. It may just be me, but and it may be pretty old. It's 14 years old, guys, but still, apparently they retracted it a lot and all that. They changed it up a bit since it's revamped into Bizzaro in 2009. So it's really interesting. That it's an extremely butter smooth coaster. Very awesome. We are giving it a 9. It isn't 10 smooth, but it's also like a really nice smooth ride though. Now the Airtime, and this coaster, probably the strongest point of this coaster. We are giving Bizzaro a 10. Bizzaro's Airtime is fantastic. On your side, you get Airtime. On those hills, you get insane, incredible Airtime. On your side, you get some nice ejector Airtime. The hills, like on most intimate coasters, are ejector Airtime. Not floater, but the better of the two Airtimes, ejector Airtime. So that's really awesome. It's very good Airtime. Probably it's definitely up there. It's definitely in my top 3, if not like my top 2 Airtime rides that I've ridden. I still think El Toro has more Airtime than Bizzaro, but still, they're the 2 biggest Airtime machines that I've ever ridden. So we're giving it a 10. Next we have the theming, and this is also a pretty strong point to this coaster, especially for a Six Flags park. This park roller coasters actually do have an attempt at theming, but Bizzaro's attempt at theming is perfect. They do actually do quite a good job at attempting the theming, and since it's a Six Flags park, they do attempt it, and they actually did a good job. We're giving it a 7. It is above average theming, definitely. Still isn't as good as like Busch Gardens, Disney, Universal, and all those themings, but definitely a good theming for a Six Flags park. One of the better themed rides for any Six Flags park out there in the nation. You have the fire effects, you have those fog tunnels, you have the Superman rings, you have that storytelling about Bizzaro, you have that awesome color scheme. You have a decently themed station, which is why we're giving it a 7. It deserves a 7, guys. This coaster has some good theming. And our overall score, and Bizzaro also easily getting a 10. This is perhaps like the second best coaster I've ever ridden. It isn't the most intense coaster I've ever ridden, although it got a 9. I do think that there are a couple rides that I've ridden that are more intense. A couple rides that I've ridden that are more intense, like El Toro and Sky Rush, but and X2 is pretty much more intense than Bizzaro. But this is definitely my top 5 most intense rides that I've ridden easily. maybe not, but it's like, you know, my like updated version is number 7. But yeah, it's in my top 10 definitely. I can't really put it in my top 5 though. For some reason I did think Nitro was more intense, but it may just be me. I know though that if I rode them both in daytime, I probably would think that Bizzaro is more intense. So that's why I'm saying that I rank it above, like in like closer to the top 5 than like the top 10. If not, maybe even in my top 5, but not in like my top 3 or top 4, actually. But yeah, so this coaster is perfect. I highly recommend it. It's still gonna be the best ride in the park. Although they're getting Wicked Cyclone in 2015. It's still definitely gonna be the best ride, and it's still gonna be probably one of the best steel coasters in the world. In my opinion, I like it the best because if you like Bizzaro better than Millennium Force, you're obviously gonna think that Bizzaro is the best steel coaster on the planet. So yeah, so that is why, like, that is like my point. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review as much as I did. Like I said in my other review for El Toro, I love reviewing rides that I ridden that are amazing, and this is definitely one of them. So I highly recommend it. Thanks for watching. Bye, coaster fans.